Hey, how are you doing? Hope you've had a fantastic week. It's been excellent here at i3D Themes this week. So we got lots to share. Good afternoon, it's Brandon Devnich from i3D Themes with this week's interactive number 97, where we share what we're passionate about and what we've been working on in the i3D Themes Design and Code Labs. So actually, I want to share a little story that happened, something that just happened to me. I stepped out for my lunch hour. I had to do some business with a notary, a lawyer, to sign off for some stuff for wills. I think it's very important that everybody has all that sort of stuff squared away. It wasn't mine, but it was for a family member. And so we go in there, and the I guess the notary says, "Oh, what do you do?" And I explain what I did. She says, "That's very interesting. I was at a conference, and they were talking about this with Google and saying there was something you could test your website, and pretty much everybody that put in their website failed this test because their websites were not fast. So I know exactly what you're talking about. Is this something you can help me with?" And I said, "Yes, I'll be in touch later on this afternoon. Thank you very much." So it's very interesting. It's out there. Business professionals know about it, but maybe not many know how to go about the process of making your website fast. She says to me, "I know it's important because of lost visitors." I said, "Yes, that's one of the many things, and probably one of the most important things is the visitors that you lose when your website is too slow." So anyways, it was kind of refreshing to hear somebody else parrot back exactly what I already know, but that it's sort of in the general understanding, at least in this professional and in her network, that they know they need to do it. They just maybe don't know how. So anyways, I'll be in touch with her probably sometime after this video. But no, this is what we call this week's interactive. Did I already say that? Anyways, normally I go through this whole spiel, and I've forgotten now whether or not I've said that. Yeah, good afternoon, it's Brandon Devnich with this week's interactive number 97. I did say that, where we share what we're passionate about and what we've been working on in the i3D Themes Design and Code Labs. Please excuse me, it's been very warm here in Victoria, British Columbia, and overheating sort of thing. Heat wave. You know how it is for us Canadians. We're born from the Arctic melt, and we come out, and if the sun is shining above 15 degrees Celsius, we're like, "Oh my goodness, it's too hot." We shouldn't complain. So what's been going on here this week has been very interesting. Colin has been, I asked him, I want to say yesterday morning, I said, maybe it might have been Wednesday. I said, "So really, how much work, if you had nothing else to do, how much work do you figure you've got to finish the Pegasus homepage, the brand new one, the one that tells our story and a whole lot more detail and a lot more relevance?" He says, 2 full days. But you know what that means? That really means 2 weeks because of all the distractions that happen here at i3D Themes. Everything from a phone call to anything that comes up. An emergency project. So this morning I said, "So how are things going?" He says, "Yep, pretty much done." Really? Good for you. He says it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So he's just finishing up some final touch-ups with the mobile and the tablet view, and then come next week we will be doing our final testing, migrate it over, make sure that all the non-home pages in the new layouts also work. And yeah, so that's really quite exciting. He's pushed off a number of new projects, and there have been a lot of new projects that are in the queue now, but he's pushed off a lot of them so that he could get this project done. I guess there was a little fire under his chair to say, "Yeah, we got projects on the go just about as soon as you're done this homepage retweak." And so he can probably start on that. Those new projects come next week. There have been a lot of inquiries over the last week and a half. We've noticed a serious uptick. It seems as though summer vacation is over for our American cousins south of the border. I know that in a lot of places outside of British Columbia, especially in the States, summer vacation runs like May, June, July, not so much August. They go back to school August 1st. Here in British Columbia, it's more of a July and August. I think it's 12 weeks where the kids have school off, and so there's a lot of summer vacations that happen in that period. But of course, we do see an uptick in August when everybody, those people that have an earlier summer vacation come back to work. Seeing a very big uptick in that this week. In addition to the homepage relaunch, we have also retooled our subscription plans. We've taken a lot of input from different people and said, all right, maybe we can simplify this a little bit. So we've thrown away the page limits concept. We're now down to a single site license, a 5-site license, and a 25-site license. Call them the single company and agency, at least that's what they're calling them right now. And starting from $9 for the single, I think I want to say $29, something like that for the 5-site license, and $99 for the 25. So it's a pretty good deal if you're doing a lot of these different site conversions. At the same time of doing that, we decided, why don't we implement that PayPal thing? If you've never heard of PayPal before, it is basically an online bank. It's very easy to send and receive money, make sales on the internet, and if you don't have a credit card, but you can link it to your bank account, it's a very easy way of being able to make payments. And we pretty much from day one, we had people telling us, hey, can we pay with PayPal? Because I got money in my PayPal account. And we went, good idea, not yet. So I can now say, yes. We can now do PayPal. You can subscribe with PayPal. We also added in Apple Pay, Google Pay. A lot of Android phones use that. And Microsoft Pay. The Edge browser does support that as well. So there's a whole range of ways where you can subscribe now for Pegasus. Tried to make that all streamlined. We streamlined the sign-up procedure as well. Happy to say that we launched that earlier on this week. I would say that, yeah, probably on Wednesday. So, and Monday was, of course, a holiday. It was BC Day here, so it's sort of a shortened week. I'm surprised. Friday already. Whew, that went by fast. On the coding end of things this week, we did all that launching of those new plans and new payment processing earlier on in the week, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, a bunch of call them patches, improvements to the Pegasus Accelerator, and a major improvement to the API as well, where we are able to handle more requests that might be queued at any given time. So that's a big step. We've got a couple more plans for that moving forward in the months ahead by bringing on additional servers as well. But then we're just staging ourselves and getting ready for the sort of the next phase of the web performance that we're going to be offering at Pegasus. One of those things is going to be streamlined sign up for fast hosting. The one thing about hosting is that there are so many terrible hosts out there, but they're usually the ones that get the loudest, like they're big marketing divisions, because they're the big names in the industry. They're not necessarily the good place to host a WordPress website. So we're going to make sort of keep it simple, easy sign up, fast WordPress hosting that will include the Pegasus plugin as well. So that's part of our plan for probably starting up here in the next month, and then probably through third and fourth quarter we'll have that developed. We're also going to be developing out towards the end of this year as well Pegasus 2.0, which is going to be more of a focus in on not just the page speed score of your website, but going beyond that in the reporting aspect of things, because Pegasus already accelerates the living daylights out of a website, but sometimes it takes a little bit for those, a couple minutes for those things to kick on, and then you want to know how fast your website really is. Is it a 10-second load for the homepage? Is it a 2-second load? Is it a 800 millisecond load? Some of these things to measure, you got to know where to go to find the information. So we're going to be aggregating that information and providing that within the interface come probably November, December for the release of what we're going to call Pegasus 2.0. Once we have Pegasus 2.0 developed, we've got a plan for Pegasus 3.0, but I'm not going to talk about that quite yet because that's sort of in flux and how we plan on doing all that. Really cool and very exciting. I plan on Pegasus 3.0 being a solution for every website, not just WordPress, not just a regular website, not just Magento or anything, but everyone, and making it really awesome and simple. So basically web performance for everybody. One-click web performance, well, maybe 3-click web performance for everybody. But the idea is just to make it easy, because it is a very technical, as I learned today in that meeting with that lawyer, they know that they need to do it, they just have no idea how they need to do it. So anyways, If you know a professional that has a website, you probably do. And they probably know that they need to make sure that their websites are fast, otherwise they're going to lose visitors. Remember, Pegasus, and then we can help them out. Anyways, hope you've had a fantastic week. Thanks so much for joining me. I am going to try to check in next week. It may be on the Thursday. It might be on the Friday. I am taking Friday to help move a family member. Family first, right? Moving Dad. And so I may check in with Dad just for a couple of minutes just to share what we've been working on in the code lab and in the design lab. Maybe not so much on the actual move front of things, but yeah. So if I check in next week, I do. Otherwise, it'll be 2 weeks, but I certainly will try to keep you up to date as to what's been going on, because I know we've got some really exciting stuff coming towards the end of next week. Anyways, have a great weekend. We'll talk to you again later next week. Bye-bye.